All right, so welcome everybody to another episode of T20E World, and I am so freaking excited today to bring a special guest, a friend of mine, Rohan Marley, coming to us from his home with his soccer injury. Rohan, how you doing, buddy?
Well, it's not a soccer injury. It's just a natural injury because, I don't play with my shoulders.
Yeah, trust me.
It's from probably old time stuff.
I got one here from last week and another one on this wrist from my mountain biking. But listen,
right, exactly.
I love the fact that we're still active, right? So Rohan,
you have to be, man.
Totally, man. It's great to see you again. I know times are a little crazy, man. COVID, man, it's hitting Florida now. So I'm assuming you're not out too much, huh?
No, I stay home. I stay inside. I kind of stay to myself a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do have people that come and visit sometimes. But
sure,
for the most part, I'm always home. I live close by the water, so I get to look at the water a lot,
I love that. Oh, God, that's great. I'm going to head down to South Jersey this week, and I hope hope the weather just cooperates and people keep their distance. So listen, everybody, my listeners, I'm excited here with Rohan Marley. And really quick, last year, Rohan and I, it's kind of a funny story because I think Rohan had just come back from his wedding and they convinced him the next day, I think it was, right, to hop on an airplane and go on this ambassador tourist trip to Guatemala.
Yeah, that's why my situation didn't work out.
Oh, man. Oh, sorry to hear that. But anyway, we had a great time over there. And, we got to meet beautiful people. And, the solar plant, the largest one in Central America. We did those tours, right, in Antigua. I mean, we hit what we love, right? We're passionate about coffee. We hit that coffee plantation. That was awesome. And I want you to touch upon your coffee, right? Marley Coffee.
Yeah, we're happy. Yeah, we're happy, man, because obviously Guatemala is one of those places where we met, like had a chance to hang out and get to know each other a little bit. Is one of the coffee central, the coffee. Just if you're into coffee, Guatemalan coffee, so it was nice for us to, get on that coffee farm, and kind of see the developments in other countries outside of Jamaica. But for my own personal project, Marley Coffee, which is a family business, we're excited about the growth and where we are today. When we started out farming in 1999, it took me about 10 years to create the brand, and then another 7 years, 8 years to go through the ups and downs and the woes of having a company and having no money to run the company, and finally making a company because your product was good. So at an early age, we realized that quality supersedes everything. And we just started to push on with the product, And today, I'm proud to say that we made a beautiful partnership with a group from Canada for all of North America, which is called Mother Parkers. They control all the roasting and packaging for us in North America. Awesome. And we have another group out of Chile that handles all the distribution. The Lassen family, they're Marley Coffee Chile, and they handle all the distribution in Latin America, as well as my first coffee shop, the pilot that we did in Playa del Carmen at the Fives Hotel with the Fives group, Fives Hotel group there. And
huge. Yeah, I know them well.
Yeah, so that was a beautiful situation. I'm very, very excited about that. But, like anything else, as well as the groups we have in the UK and stuff, so we have a small imprint in the EU and the UK, and trying to establish ourselves in Africa and South and Asia as well. So as you know, in anything you do, you learn as you grow. And as an entrepreneur, I'm always thinking of new ideas and thinking of new ways to what I can create, and things that I can do for just the betterment of coffee in general, and those items, not just coffee, but the overall Marley family business,
No doubt.
So
that's awesome.
So we're excited and we're happy and we're thankful that we were able to start Marley Coffee. and what it has become today, which is making myself a guy that has no fear in getting into the business field and trying to make something of something, you know?
I love that. I love that. You can't have fear in business. You got to
No, you
take that
can't.
risk sometimes.
You
So
got, I mean, a risk is something that no one has seen, you know?
that's right. I mean, listen,
but, but,
as an
but,
entrepreneur, the stuff you got to go to on the backside.
but guess what though? You see, after they come to be familiar with it, and it becomes something, a household name, you know? So that's
Absolutely.
what it is. But you have to go through the risk stage. The
Hey,
risk that
Rohan.
nobody may want what you have.
That's right. Rohan, you know what? Before going on with a little bit more about the information you're going to be sharing with everybody, we're all excited about. Listen,
Yeah.
growing up a Marley, man, talk to us about that briefly. The son of
I mean,
Bob Marley. That's phenomenal.
yeah, yeah. I mean, when you say growing up a Marley, I mean, it's growing up like a human being, you know, like everyone else. And myself, in particular, I grew up in a place called Spanish Town before I came to America. And you know, my mother was a young lady when she had me. You know, she was a
Yeah.
young mother,
Mhm.
and so I lived with her parents and herself and her sisters and her brother. You know,
Yeah.
so growing up, I grew up kind of learned to become very independent because at that age, any woman, you know, they're also trying to find themselves at being a young mother, you know.
Absolutely.
So I learned to become very independent and understood that when my mother walked me to the bus station, I knew I had to take 3 buses to get to school. She showed me the way,
That's
but
right.
she couldn't take me to school every day. So growing up in Marley, from my experiences, it were very beautiful. You know, understood how to become an entrepreneur by walking around picking up bottles and selling them so I can buy some food to eat, you know.
Oh my God, I
Uh,
love it. Yeah, no doubt. Listen, Rohan, really quick. I remember
take time with my day. Yeah. And
one of,
yeah, go ahead.
one of the coolest things, you know, is one of the reasons I bonded so
Oh,
closely
no,
to
no.
you is you're just so grounded. You're a grounded
Yeah.
human, which I love, and connected immediately with you over in Guatemala. But let me ask you something that I did find out that, again, I don't follow American football too much, but I had no
Yeah.
idea, dude, that
If you see me looking over there, my daughters, they're working out. So
that's
I was
cool.
just check, I
Oh,
just
that's
checking them
cool.
out. I saw one of them laying down like shoot. You know, when you work, I get a little dizzy. I see
No,
what's going on. Working too hard. Yeah, I'm
uh,
listening. Go ahead.
no. So like I was just telling everybody when we met, you know, I bonded with you because you were such a grounded individual, and I love grounded humans, especially entrepreneurs. You know, because you can relate to everything you go through in life and business. You know, the fact that we were brought together over in Guatemala, spent some time together traveling. It was just a great 5 days. But one of the things that was such a shock to me is, dude, I know you're a soccer guy. I know that, just like me, right? We grew up with
Yeah.
the ball, and then you walked on to University of Miami, right? And you played
No,
football.
I didn't walk on. I didn't walk onto the team. I earned my way. I had a full scholarship, 4-year scholarship, and 5-year scholarship
Yeah,
at the University of Miami. So yeah,
dude,
I
that's
did that.
awesome.
I
Wow,
got- I was a super. My team we won a lot of stuff in high school. We
that's
were ranked 4th in the state. My senior year, you know, we were number 1 in our district, stuff like that. So
good
I
for you,
earned that scholarship.
dude. That's awesome. No, I just was shocked. I was like, man, a football player. You know, you could probably have played soccer here in the U.S. You're a great
No,
athlete.
I came from Jamaica at
Yeah,
12 years old, and I fell in love. At the time it was 1984, and
yeah,
if you know, in Miami, 1984-85 is when the Miami Dolphins
sure.
was on their way to the Super Bowl when they played against San Francisco. So I fell in love with football at an early age just by being in Miami and being in the atmosphere and listening and the cheers, and then the University of Miami is right there with all the great athletes that come out of Miami. So I was just right in the mix of the thing, you know, and then again, the greatest athlete from my perspective, come out of Florida. You know, I mean, Florida and Texas
That's awesome.
because of the weather, you know.
Dude,
So
that's
I had
awesome.
a great, and California.
Yeah, yeah,
So I had a great, because of the weather. The weather had a lot to do with that.
sure.
So I had a chance to really understand the passion for American football in the United States of America, and I know that I wanted to play soccer all my life, but they weren't offering scholarships.
Yeah.
So I had to find a way to get a scholarship so my grandmother didn't have to pay for my my schooling. So I learned the game of football, and I was able to get a scholarship from playing football.
Oh, you're blessed. I love that. Great, great story. Hey, Rohan, listen, with our listeners, a lot of the young entrepreneurs, share with us, what would you say was your very first venture into the business world?
My very first venture in regards to what?
Your
Like
first
real business or
real
real business?
business, the real business. You launched your first company, your first baby.
Oh, right. My first real business. Like that was something I'm proud of.
Yeah.
Well, my first business was in 2004 when I moved from Miami to Los Angeles
Okay.
because I wanted to create a clothing company. And that first business was Tough Bond Clothing. I went there, I designed the line, got a sketch artist to help me put it together, found a designer to help me source materials and help me build my patterns, found sales rep to help me create the product, sell the product, and that was it. And I got into about 75 stores. I was in Bloomingdale's,
Oh, that's
Fred
awesome.
Seeger's, Henry Lair, Atrium in New York, and a couple of stores out of Canada. So I was and a store in Japan. So that was my first move into the business world,
Good for
and
you. That's,
I learned a lot.
yeah, that's a tough industry to break into.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, someone's calling in.
that's
Hello?
all right.
Yeah,
You're
it was
good.
nice. But what I did learn though is any business I'm doing, I better take a salary
Yes, that's a fun.
because
Listen, for all the entrepreneurs listening, that is essential because I learned the same thing.
I was like, I believe in this. I don't need a salary. It's gonna make it. I get a
No.
salary when the company starts making money, while everyone else taking a salary. But nah. I
No,
learned that much.
that's a great, great piece of advice for everybody.
Yeah,
Listen,
because you gotta survive.
no
Like I got.
doubt, absolutely. Man, I'm telling you.
So
Listen,
so I was proud of that, and that led me into Marley Coffee because I came to a point where I was running out of money to produce the brand,
sure.
and I wanted, one of my partner at the time to take a pay cut because he was the only one collecting his salary,
Yeah,
which was astronomical for a startup company. Wow, he really did me over, but it's okay. He taught me a lot of lessons, but he
sure.
did me a big number. Though he didn't believe in the brand like I believed in it. He believed more in taking a huge salary because of whatever reasons. I asked him to take a pay cut. He said he couldn't do it. I told him I had to shut it down. And when I did that, I kind of went into a place of failure where I failed at this because at the time I already had the coffee farm. I was trying to start the coffee business, but I couldn't get a license to export out of Jamaica. I couldn't get this. I couldn't get that. I moved to America to try and play soccer. I tore my hamstring in the team that I was playing for. I failed at that. I moved to Los Angeles to start the clothing company. I got into a few stores out of that. Failed at that. I said, you know what? I need to restart my life. And I moved to New York for a few months to help my sister launch a clothing brand. I did that. And then in September of 2007, I moved to Ethiopia. And while I'm in Ethiopia is when I restarted my life, start to focus on myself and more of what's my aim and my purpose in life. Because you can have all the aim you want in life, but if you ain't got no morals, you can't. I mean, morals don't come from my father. That's his morals.
That's
I have
right.
to have my own morals that I can live by knowledge. Not just what my father say. Now I'm talking about
Absolutely.
what it's from. It had to become from my own understanding and my own truth and my own realization by being in it. So I had to go live in Ethiopia and learn about true spirituality,
Oh,
true
that's
Christianity,
awesome.
true Rastafari way of life. All these principles that I was taught as a young man. And doing that is when really I was able to create a coffee company because I was in the birthplace of coffee.
Good for you.
so,
Oh,
so
dude, I
doing
didn't know
that,
that. That's phenomenal,
yeah,
man. Listen,
that
I
whole
know
journey.
Yeah, that's a total listen, I always talk about the journey in entrepreneurship. And
Yeah,
again, I always talk about we don't fail. We learn. Sometimes
yeah, but
I call
yeah,
it I
nothing
call
beats a try, you know.
you pay for that education, the hard
Yeah,
knocks, right?
yeah. Failure to me is just a word. It doesn't mean
Totally.
failure is just another try, you know.
That's
You fail, you get
absolutely
up and
right,
try again.
Rohan.
That's another try for me. So when I say
Absolutely.
failure, I just mean that in you know, in starting over process, because once you fail, you have to start over again. You miss a free throw,
Absolutely.
you have to try again. You know, you fail the first one, try the second one. You know,
Absolutely. Listen, and we know it, right, Rohan? Part of the key to
facts.
being successful, persistence, never giving up.
Yeah, yeah, you can. I mean,
Wow.
I tell you one thing for sure: if it's in your heart to do it, you better do
Absolutely.
it. And that
Absolutely.
and how you gain consistency and all those things that perpetuate what you're trying to be is by doing things with passion and doing things what you love to do. And if you love it, ain't nothing but having fun and learning. So you got and because you're manifesting that will inside of you, and that should feel good to you, because when you can have a dream and make a dream a reality, that should tell you about your magic, you know. That's the God consciousness. That's you creating life, creating a way, creating things that are tangible just by a thought. So when you have that ability to do that, you should be very grateful of life. And once you have life, you can try anything, you know.
Absolutely. Those are valuable words. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Rohan. And I agree 200% on all of that. Before we go, and I'm excited because you're going to share some amazing information with us on your new venture, the new journey, which we're going to get
Right.
to. But one of the things I've always respected is the fact that the love for the environment, for life, and for the community. And I know that a big chunk of us, right, is about giving back. And I
Yeah.
know that you guys have a foundation as well. And can you talk to us briefly just about, the beauty of always remembering to give back?
Yeah, well, I work with a couple of foundations. I work with the Bob Marley Foundation, and which is my family foundation, and I work with Alacran Foundation, which is a foundation from a partner of mine, Alessandro Lasavio.
Mhm.
And we work in Jamaica, doing a lot of things for the kids and the schools and youth development. And you know, if you're aware of the Reggae Girls, it was one of our proudest feat was the Reggae Girls from by the partnership between Alacran Group and the Bob Marley Foundation, led by my sister Sadella Marley,
Mhm.
and being able to help those girls to further their dream by making it to the World Cup. And you know, in any sport, in any organization, it takes finances and resources to be
No
able
doubt.
to make that jump, because they need to travel, they need food, and there's a group of people, and they're women again, so they need certain things and need certain privacy. And then in the climate where men dominate certain things, you know, the girls don't get the look that the man will get. So they need double the support, you know.
Yeah,
So I'm
no
just
doubt.
proud that's one of the greatest things that we have done for even the country of Jamaica,
That's
with
awesome.
the group, with both Alacran and Bob Marley Foundation, and as well as doing a lot of things where my dad came from in Trenchtown. You know,
Yep.
my brothers Get the Youth Foundation, they have a foundation there. He just built a learning center there. We're very proud of that. We launched it last year. So we're just excited to always doing things. And another thing that I'm proud of is with the new group that I'm working with in Mexico, some of the Fives group. You know what they're doing. They're using some of their resources and building schools in a rural area, which I was
Yeah.
able to visit last year. So I'm very proud of that relationship. So in anything that I'm doing, I'm always gonna have to, you know, has to involve in charity, or not just charity, giving back, or helping others become greater. And the first time I ever did something like that in my life is when I was a young man and I was trapped in the car. The car caught on fire with me. I was able to of course, I got out of the car because
Yeah.
I woke up and I got out of the car. Well, BMW, because it was a brand new car, they offered me, two things. They said, because I wanted to sue them for $100 trillion.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Well, that wasn't the case. They offered me two things. They offered me their best car, which I took was a 750 BMW, the best car they gave me. and also $200,000 to 2 charities of my choice.
Oh,
One was the woman breast cancer.
oh, that's
I
great.
donated $100,000. This was in 1999, women's breast cancer. And the other, I gave it to an organization in Ethiopia to build an old folks home and a church. So that's what I did with the first ever. That was my first ever solo charity work
That's
that I
awesome.
did. So I did that in 1999, not even knowing anything about charity as a young man, besides seeing my brother and what my father did growing up, I was
Yeah,
just
dude. Thank you
getting
for
my
sharing that.
feet on the ground.
Listen,
And I'm proud
again,
of that one. I'm
I'm
proud of that.
I'm fucking proud just to know the fact that you did that. I think that's
I'm
awesome. And
proud of
again,
that.
listen up to all our listeners. I don't care how
Yeah.
big you ever make it, stay grounded and never forget to give back. It's so important in life. It really is. So I am now ecstatic because at this moment,
Yeah.
we have Rohan and he is going to share some awesome, awesome news about his latest venture. Talk to
Yeah.
us.
Thank
Yeah,
you, man.
man. This is it. This is cool.
So, as an entrepreneur, you're always trying things and stepping into places that, people think you're crazy, or what are you doing over there? You don't sing music, but don't you do coffee? Or I said, yeah, I do all of that, but there's other days in life. There's like tomorrow's gonna come. What am I thinking about for tomorrow?
Yeah.
So one of the greatest ideas that came aboard was the relationship with the Fives group, because when they wanted to get into the Marley Coffee's coffee shops, they came to me and I was able to convince the family in doing so. But they created a new hotel, the Fives Beach, the Fives
Yeah, the
Beaches, I think
oceanfront.
it's, the Five Oceanfront, yeah.
Puerto
And
Morelos.
yeah, in Puerto Morales, the original from the Yucatan Peninsula vibes,
Yeah.
Caribbean waters,
Yep.
from back in the Amerindian Empire. So it's been connected to us from centuries. What am I talking, decades? So anyway, Alejandro, which is the GM there, he said, listen, we're building a new hotel and we'd love to work with you and help to create this idea that we think would be beautiful, because you're always on the beach, you're always playing soccer on the beach, you're always on the beach. I said, yeah, I love the beach.
I love the beach as well, man.
And he says, what do you think about us coming together and creating a RoMarley Beach House? I said, what? He said, yeah, man, we want your vibe. I mean, my vibe is my family vibe, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
man.
I'm the tester. I'm the tester. So I said, all right, beautiful. And we talked about the idea for several years, and finally now it's ready for launch. July 24th, it's going to be a soft launch here in Puerto Morelos, on the Mexico, between Playa del Carmen and Cancun.
Sure.
It's an old fishing village,
Yeah.
right on the water. Beautiful little town, a beautiful boutique hotel. It's about 92 rooms.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's a five-star rated. And we're trying to work with the community as far as local farmers and, just localizing the food so it's always fresh,
That is
and as
awesome.
well, and being in the fisherman's village and all those things. So that's going to be open on July 24th. I'm very, very, very proud of that one.
I think
And
that's great. I'm gonna ask you if you could just shift the date to July 23rd for my birthday, so we could go
July.
celebrate.
Oh man, you were born on July 23rd. My grandma is born on July 23rd.
All right.
First is born on July 23rd. July 23rd is a beautiful, special day in the Marley family, in the Rastafari teachings and way of life.
That's right.
It's
I love it. See, I knew there was more of a connection there, Rohan.
Yeah. You one up now.
Yeah, man. So, Rohan, that is so exciting. And you know what? Let me tell you something right now. If we weren't the fact that we're going through COVID-19, I'd be on that airplane with you next week, hitting the
I know, right?
Absolutely.
True. I believe you.
So listen, before wrapping up, Rohan, thank you for your time. But give us one last message to the T20E world and all the young entrepreneurs out there.
Yeah, man. Love what you do and do what you love. Simple.
I love those words. Once again, Rohan, I just want to thank you, bottom of my heart, for last minute getting you on this call with us.
Love.
Much,
thank you for having me on your show, brother.
Thank you so much, brother. As we wrap up, I just want to thank everybody on T20E World as we wrap up here with Rohan Marley. And again, for further information to the RoMarley Beach House in Puerto Morales, I'll send a link
Yeah.
to get further information and go party down in Mexico. Until next time, this is Rohan Marley and Hugo, and we are out. Thank you.
Rastafari.
Love.
Yeah.